the most misunderstood ideology in the world today. Let me limit it to Nigeria. So basically, the way we all say what a man can do, a woman can do it better. According to the dictionary, feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of equality between both sexes. We are not created in the same way. We are not given the same physical endowment or the same physical structure. So women are far more different from men. I'm going to be talking about approaches. If today is the first time you're tuning in, don't forget to like, subscribe. Feminism is a range of socio-political movements and ideologies that aim to define and establish the political, the personal, and the sociological equality of both sexes. Feminism is not just the approach in this world. There is something like democracy. For example, in Nigeria, when people are like, okay, democracy doesn't work in Nigeria, it's fake, there's still like, this is where the people in power are basically like there by force. So you can't just tell me that in Nigeria it's not like a practice that, but at the same time, okay, fundamentalism. So at the same time, the democracy we are practicing in Nigeria is as good as false. So the same thing goes with feminism. You can't just tag every woman, like when you see a woman acting the way she's acting, you're like, okay, she's a feminist. Feminism has its own agenda, it has its own right, it has its own build-up factor that is built around equality. So with that being said, I'm getting down to my video. I don't want to take too much time to start giving you examples. Feminism incorporates the idea that society patronizes the male point of view and that females are treated unjustly in the society. Equality across political, social, cultural spheres. Back to what I was saying, the word feminism was coined by Charlse Fourier. According to Rebecca West in 1919, after the First World War, she says, I quote, "I myself may not precisely know what feminism is about, but all I know is that people call me a feminist. Whenever I express sentiment that differentiates me with a doormat." During this time, feminism fought for women to vote because then women were not allowed to vote. Women were just seen as a property that men owned, and then you needed the right of your guidance to be able to own a bank account. So basically women did nothing for themselves. They had to literally like depend on their guidance. So what happens when the person you're depending on cannot or is not sensible enough? You starve. In 1949, Simone de Beauvoir argued the fact that a woman is not born, rather a woman is rather made. So this went against the fact that women are expected to be quiet and just be silent and do nothing. Do I need to remind you? All feminism is saying is equal rights, equal freedom, equal opportunities for all sexes. In Africa, things have been a whole lot different, and then Western cultures we have adapted a lot of Western cultures. So, and then people keep on reminding me that one of those cultures we adapted to is feminism. So I'm like, okay, really, should that be true? Yeah, I kind of guess, okay, practically written way, because I think that should we trace back in time? Okay, let's go back to history. In the Igbo traditional society, we had more like a democracy. In the Igbo traditional society, we practiced democracy because people had to like vote. Igbo, like when you talk about the past tense or during 1914, the amalgamation, you realize that Igbos were the hardest because there exists adage they usually say, Igbo. So basically, just one Igbo man cannot make decisions for everybody. So they had to come together to decide, to vote, to agree. So you can't tell me that democracy was just written by Westerners and then modified and brought back to us, but we have always practiced it. The same thing goes with feminism. Are you telling me that there were women that didn't fight back in those days, that really, really wanted to, that spoke up, that did more for themselves? Oh, I don't even need to remind you. I also had an auntie that was in a situation where her twins would have been killed, but she ran away with her children and they ended up being alive. There were women that were like this. All we just want is equal rights. So things have changed, times have changed. So you can't tell me feminism is modernization or is westernization. Feminism is African. Like in Africa, women have always been attributed to a property, the way we are owned. A woman, lately, people just tell me, feminism is modernization, is western. Like how? Before, can you tell me how many girls were sent to school? Girls that were sent to school where it was just addressed that why is sending your girl child to school? It's a waste of time. Like, are you literally like sending your girl child to school? Someone you're going to marry off. You send the guys to school, so the guys have to go to school, and we the women, we sit at home, learn how to clean, learn how to do chores. For men, we are actually taught to take care of men, not to take care of ourselves. With that, and then some women have fought head and nuts to go to school to do more for themselves, and you tell me that's not feminism. What is feminism then? So I'm just trying to say feminism is not alien, is not from the sky, is not just Western, is Nigerian, is African, is an embodiment of woman. Like, it's the fact that we crave to have more. So there is nothing wrong with it. So I used to like literally feel bad when people say, "Are you feminist?" I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm not a toxic. Okay, one thing I need to correct this impression. Feminism is not toxic. Just like the way you have people practice the first democracy, that's the way you have people practice the wrong feminism. Feminism is about equal opportunity, equal rights for women. Okay, so I'm supposed to say what a man can do, a woman can do, a woman can do it better. Okay, better still, let me correct that ideology. When someone says that intellectually, physically, a woman and a man is not built in the same way, but at the same time, a level of creativity of a woman can actually do the same job a man can do. So it's not about the physical strength. Okay, just think about it. In China now, there are literally a lot of machines that could actually like help you do most of those physical things that people do is we still do in African society. So people don't even get to stress themselves too much there, because there are literally a lot to help you do those physical like stuff that are too stressful, that are too hard and stuff. And then things they say a woman can never do it, there are machines that can do it. And who created this machine? These are a bunch of people that intellectually created it. So you can't tell me it's physically endowment, it's intellectually endowment. So the world is moving to getting better. So you can't just limit a woman's strength to being physical. A woman can also be intellectual. Not just a woman, everybody in particular, both men and women. We have smart people, we have creative people. So I'm just trying to say, when someone says what a man can do, a woman can do it better, please don't just limit it to your physical approach of life. Also think about upstairs. So with that being said, time I was arguing with my friends about something. They're like, feminists don't like men to open doors for them. Like, how? Like, that's my biggest shock. Like, how? I think it should be like, if you go out with a guy, the person with that has the most money should pay for it. If he's taking you out, if a guy is buying you gifts, it's not a big deal. He's offering to do it. I don't think, why do we associate these things to big deals? So what I'm doing is that a man opening the door for you, a man treating you like a lady, a man treating you like the woman and beautiful lady you are, doesn't make you any less a feminist. Rather, it makes you a woman that knows exactly what she wants. You know what it means for someone to open the door for you and then you decide to enter. Whoa, you know what you want. You know exactly what you want. So basically, you're like, don't open the door for me. I can walk. I can protect myself. Wait, what? Simply, it's just like to say men have been taught to be protectors all their life, and when they don't do it, it just comes as a natural instinct because it's a foundation, and then you just don't displace your foundation the way it is. So naturally, like, you hold them close, they're petite, a man is usually stronger physically, so that's where the two goes together. A woman can never be like a man to be like a woman can never be like a man, and a man can never be like a woman. So we have different touch and different feels and different hormones and different everything, but we kind of like have the same brain in equal proportion and equal creativities. All I'm trying to say is that you can still be feminine and still be feminist. It's not a bad thing to want your man to buy you flowers. It's not a bad thing to want your man to take you on a dinner date. It's not a bad thing to have your man spend on you. It's not a bad thing for him to take you around the world. It's not a bad thing. And it doesn't make you any less a feminist. What we're fighting for is sociological, economic and cultural. Like, basically we want to have equal rights, equal opportunities. When you move to the top, you just see men everywhere. Times are changing, but before it's just men up on the top, and then you just want to see that like women have dreams. But we're trying to say, a person that we want to have equal rights, we want to have equal opportunities, we want to have equal playing ground, fair playing grounds, because we all human beings, we're intellectually capable of being there. So don't limit us and don't draw us back just because you're women. Tell us to go back just because we are not intellectually capable of being there, not because we're women. You know how limiting it is for you to step into an environment and they tell you you're a woman, you cannot do this job. Okay, or in an environment where your male colleague is paid more than you, but the both of you are doing the same thing. That's the person. That's really like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't match up, and it's not ever supposed to be that way. See, you guys, when I talk about feminism, I just want you to understand this is my perspective about feminism. This is what I think feminism is. Because the way I look at it, I love to be treated. I love to travel. I love to do those little things. I love to be treated like a queen that I am. Because in return, I'm going to treat you like a king. Like, in return, I'm going to treat you like a king. I don't want to sound like. So, I'm just trying to say that feminism, you can also be a feminist and be feminine. It doesn't mean anything. You can also be a feminist. I love to find lip girls. You just want to be you. Feminism is all about what do you want. Like, are you choosing yourself over the whole society? Are you choosing to be you? Are you like, okay, I want to wear this dress. I get to wear it and walk out because this is actually what I want to do. Yeah, like that's feminism. I want to embody myself, my culture, what I want, not because of what the society wants, because what I choose to be. Okay, let's go back to the 19th century, 18th century, where women were made to wear big gowns and cover up and dress like ladies and sound like ladies and be as quiet and simple as possible. But look at us now. People are wild. People want to be more. People want to talk. People want to be heard. Girls want to be heard. Girls have dreams too. We want to be heard. We want to be seen. Like, all those things are feminism. Like, you can't tell me anything less. Feminism is not literally just about romance or men. But the fact still remains that in a marriage, how you decide to keep your home is your choice. The agreement you will have with your partner is your choice. Don't drag it down to the society. Just know that whatever choice you make is going to affect your child, both your girl and your boy child, how they react to things and how they see people in future. Just be able to be aware of that. With that being said, why do you think that a lot of slave queens this are like, oh my god, I love to be treated like? I do think a lot of girls are dependent to men. And then sometimes you'd be like, girls stop asking me for money. Why are they overdoing it? It's like every time this guy is asking me for money, don't they have fathers? They're always talking, if you don't have money, I cannot date you. Which families do you think they come from? You think someone just wakes up and be like that? Women have been taught all their life to be dependent on a man. So basically, when they meet a boyfriend, they expect you to do the most, to do every single thing for them. But this is not how things are supposed to be. Facts that feminism can also be feminine. You can love yourself. You can decide to dress up the way you want. You can decide to be a girl. I mean, feminist. We just want to have an equal playing ground for everybody, equal opportunities, equal everything. So let me give you this example of how the life here in Nigeria works for a woman and why it's so hard for us. Okay, let's assume there's this my friend lately, she's been trying to get a job, so there are literally no jobs. So she kind of got this hotel as a receptionist in a hotel. So her family was like, "What? You can't do that. Don't you know you're a girl? Don't you know you're this? Don't you know that you're going to get married one day? How do you want those men to see you?" She just wants to earn a living. She doesn't want to depend on any man. She wants to do it herself. And now you are telling her that she's doing an indecent job. Basically, I understand. But if it was a man, how do we say? We're like, okay, now he's a man, he can do that. So leaving a woman there is little or no job here in Nigeria. So how do you respect that to cater for herself? So when she meets a guy, she builds and give me money, please. Now I need money for this. She's still demanding. She likes asking you for money every time. But yet there are no equal playing grounds for us here. See how the world works? Can you tell me we shouldn't want more equal opportunities for women, for men and women? I'm going to finalize this with a quote by Dorothy Parker. She says, "Whoever we are, as men and as women, whoever we are, we should be considered as human beings. We should be considered as human beings. That is the first. That is the first you have to do. That is consider everybody. So it's not like we're looking for something alien, or it's not like we're not taking ourselves the baggage with the word feminism is too heavy for one person to carry. And the sooner you realize that because you have a dream, because you want an equal playing ground with everybody, because you want a dream, because you want to do more, you're a feminist, regardless of how much. Because you want your daughter to go higher, because you want your daughter to attain the highest height, you're a feminist. Be it a man or a woman, you are. We just want a better life for our children, a fair ground, a fair place where everybody gets to be equal. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Let's just have equal political, equal opportunities as everyone. If today is the first time you're tuning in, don't forget to subscribe and like. And also wait for the at the end you're going to see a video on what you should teach your girl child. You're literally alerting them. Make sure you click on it and watch it so you can be able to teach yourself and teach your children and teach everyone around you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, subscribe. Thank you.